Welcome back to another video. Hope you are having a great day. And today we've got here 1, 2, 3, 4 computers, which although they are mini computers, nonetheless they are computers, and a KVM which is capable of controlling up to 4 computers and 2 displays simultaneously. Now we have seen setups that are a little bit more simple, and we have seen setups that are a little bit more complex, like 3 displays and 4 computers. I will leave some links right over here just in case you want to check that out and see for yourself and decide what is the best setup for you in terms of KVM to save your time. The KVM supports any operating system, Windows 10, 11 or any other version of Windows, Mac OS, Linux and Android and whatnot. If we want to connect a PS5 or an Xbox, we can do so. Link down below with all the specifications so you don't miss anything. Now, talking about operating systems, if you are using a computer with Windows 10 or Windows 11 and you still haven't activated, don't forget to check out KeysFan, where you can find budget official OEM keys at an affordable price, and with the coupon code that you can see on screen and down below on the video description, it will get a little bit cheaper. So just in case you want to check that out, link will be down below. Now let's go ahead for the TESmart 4x2, because there is a lot that I want to share with you and I need to be as quick as possible. So let's start with the unboxing experience. Once we open the package, we will find the KVM from TESmart 4x2. In this particular case, there's also a user manual, which is very useful at the beginning, especially for the shortcuts and whatnot. It also has a power adapter, 2 ear mounts that we can put in the KVM on a server rack if we want to, and all the accessories that we need, including the really awesome HDMI and USB cables. Now, all the materials from TESmart that we have reviewed so far are great, including this one right over here, all metallic, so it will help on the heat dissipation. But besides that, the cables are awesome, well built, and besides that, they are smartly designed, because we have simple HDMI cables, but there's also dual cables with HDMI and USB-A on one side and USB-B on the other side. So the package has everything, including this remote control that I was forgetting, and I will share how we can work with it to change between any of these computers. Now, in terms of the connectivity, we will find at the back 4 inputs for each of one of the 4 computers that we can connect. Now, each input will have 2 HDMI inputs and 1 USB type B. This times 4. On the output side, we will find 2 HDMI outputs, 2 USB 2.0 ports for peripherals, mouse and keyboard, 2 USB 3.0, an extension for infrared, and the DC in. Now at the front we will find a audio output, USB type A and USB type C 3.0, the display, all the button, and a power on off switch. And we will see in just a few moments how everything works. In terms of connection, might look messy, but it's really simple. What we need to do is to connect each of the computers that we have on their HDMI outputs, connect the cable from the computer to the KVM. So we have 2 cables, HDMI cables in this particular case, for each computer, and 1 USB for each computer. Just times 4, and there we go. In terms of the outputs, we just need to connect the HDMI outputs to each of the displays that we have. In this particular case we have 2, and we need to connect our keyboard and mouse, and we can of course connect any other peripheral like storage and a printer, whatever we want to connect. That being said, let's check it out how all this works with 4 computers simultaneously. And now with an example setup for the KVM 4x2, which means 4 computers and 2 displays. And what I've got right over here is 4 mini computers, although we can use full-fledged workstations and full-fledged computers. For me to show to that side of the screen, it's easier to use these small so that I can fit everything here on the frame and explain how everything works. But I can then just replace one of these by a big tower without any issues. Now I do have display A, display B, computer number 1, 2, 3 and 4. And this is important because when we start using the interface right over here, we will understand a little bit better what this means. Besides that, we also have some storage here. We have an audio output for a soundbar that I've got right over there. We will be using the keyboard and mouse, which is attached on the keyboard and mouse interface. And we also have available USB Type-C ports and another USB ports at the back that we could connect other devices. So this is our setup. We are going to use the interface, the remote control, and also the shortcuts on the keyboard. Besides all this, we also have a camera on our setup, which is not usual, but it's the best way that I can show the interface right over here, and we can better understand how the KVM works. And it's easy to manage, and once we get used to it, it will take a lot of time connecting and disconnecting machines. Now, that being said, let's go straight for it. At this moment, what we can see on the interface is that computer number 1 is connected to audio, USB devices, display A, and display B. If we select number 2, what happens is that it will change to computer number 2 to take over USB, audio, and display A and B. The same with number 3 and the same with number 4. So it's just a matter of pressing one of these buttons and we will change everything to each of these computers. And this is probably the basic usage. Now I can also do something else, which is, okay, I want to use display A with computer 4, but I want to use display B with computer 1. So I can select display B and select computer 1, and it will change the display B to computer 1, which is awesome. Now, besides this, I can also select, let's say that I want to use my keyboard not on this computer right over here that I'm using, which is number 1, but I want to use it on number 4. So we also have a key right over here that we can press, and you will see that the audio and USB will change to number 4. So at this moment, I can see that mouse is right over here, so I can see that I also have the storage available and audio available right over here. The audio we will test in just a few moments. So this is one of the ways that we can just move from one to the other. I can also select, for example, display B computer number 1, or display A and display B computer number 3, for example, and we can work with these two at this moment. So at this moment I've got everything connected to number 3, so I've got my mouse right over here and I can work on computer number 3. But if I want, just press this button here and it will go to number 1, or I also have a shortcut on the keyboard, which is double Alt, and it will go to computer number 3 or whatever other computer that we've got right over here. It doesn't really matter, it will cycle through. So these are some of the shortcuts that we have. There's also an option which is really interesting, which is the lock audio and lock USB. So for example, we've got computer number 1 right over here and I don't have access to the storage. So if I go to here at this moment, it will change the storage, and we do have storage available. Now, if I want to use the storage here and I want to change the keyboard there, I can also do that. So I'm going to lock the USB by pressing here, and it will ask me to lock, and I will say yes, it's locked. So I've got my USB storage there, and now when I press the Alt, I will have my peripherals here, keyboard and mouse, so that I can control the computer, but I still have my storage right over there. So I don't want to mess with the storage, I just want to mess with this. So the way that it works is that it will lock the USB devices, all of them that are connected, with the exception of the keyboard and mouse. And if I want to unlock, I just need to go to the USB and then press set, and it will unlock. And at this moment, if I go to the other, it will bring to number 1 or it will bring to number 3. Basically, these are the options that we have for the keys right over here. Another thing that we might want to check out is the audio, which will pass through unless we select to lock it. So at this moment we are with computer number 1, and if I press this video, which actually is about TESmart in Portuguese, by the way, in my Portuguese channel, so we have audio right over here on computer 1 passing through to the soundbar that I've got. Now if I select computer number 3, for example, I want to have audio on number 3, I just need to press play or any other audio that I'm using, and I don't need to disconnect any kind of cables. If I'm on computer number 4, for example, and I'm not just going to number 2, which is as you saw on the configuration stage, so if I press here, we've got audio on computer number 4, and we've got the storage as well, as you can see right over here, which is jumping from computer to computer because we are not locked at this moment. And there we go. So at this moment we are able to use the interface and the shortcuts in a way that it turns our life easier. Now, we also have the way to use with this remote control, which has these shortcuts. Now, the keys M is to the display A, P, display B, number 1 to number 4 are the number of the computers, 5 it's disabled, and this one is the automatic scan, which usually I don't use. So if I want to use the display A with computer 1, for example, I just need to press here and then number 1, and it will change my display A to number 1. And here remains on number 4. Now, if I want to change the display B to number 3, I just need to press P and number 3, and it will change this. If I press the number 1, for example, it will change the computer number 1 for both displays. And if I change to number 3, for example, computer number 3 on both displays. This is the way that the remote works, which is awesome. And if we are on a couch, for example, we can just switch and go to our media player or whatnot. Now, we also have my favorite ones, which are the keyboard shortcuts right over here. So if I press Control right, which is easy to figure out, and once we get used, now page up, it will cycle to the next computer, and if I press Control page down, it will go down. So number 4, and at this moment number 3. We can also go and press Control and number 1, for example, and it will go directly to number 1. We also have the option to change displays. So if I press Control display left number 4, for example, it will change the display on the left for the computer number 4. And if I press Control right and number say number 2, I was too late. Okay, Control right and number 3, and there we go. So we had display B displaying computer number 3. We already have seen that we can change the USB just by pressing Alt, and it will change from one to the other, so we can cycle through. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is simple, and probably I should have started with that one, which is how do I disable the buzzer? And it's really easy. We just need to press Control F11. Buzzer is gone. So if I want Control number 1, it will change everything, but we no longer have the buzzer. Now, for this particular video, I do prefer the buzzer because we can see what we are doing and we can understand a little bit better how the interface works, how the remote control works, how the keyboard works, and how everything will become together on the KVM 4x2. And basically, this is it. Although it has a lot of features and a lot of capabilities, it is really simple to use, as we have seen. And dealing with 4 computers just by pressing the buttons, the shortcuts on the keyboard or on the remote control just makes our life a lot easier. Just imagine if you have this workflow and you have to disconnect the cable to the display every time that you want to change from one computer to the other one, and if we have to disconnect the peripheral, the sounds and whatnot. It's just a headache just thinking about it. That being said, hopefully this video was helpful to check out how easy it is to manage something that it's complex like the TESmart 4x2. And if it was, don't forget the usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.